Wir kommen zu einem ehemaligen Top-10-Spieler. Er hat die Players Championship Finals 2010 gewonnen. Er ist aktuell die 73 der Welt. Und er trägt jetzt ein Shirt, das er sich extra hat anfertigen lassen hier für Saarbrücken. Nickname das Kapital. Paul Nicholson! Das Kapital tritt an gegen einen jungen Mann aus den Niederlanden. Wenn er kommt, hat die Stunde geschlagen. Er ist die aktuelle 16 der Welt. Er hat 3 Prototurniere in seiner Karriere gewinnen können. Die Rede ist von Big Ben, Benito van der Paas. Und ich glaube, den Caller dieses Matches muss ich kaum vorstellen. The Voice, Ross Bray.
Next up, we have a rematch of a second round match we saw here 12 months ago between Benito van der Paas and Paul Nicholson. Benito winning 6-3 on that occasion. And last night, after his win over Nathan Aspinall, Paul Nicholson said he was out for revenge. And he looks like he means business here in Saarbrücken. The sunglasses are back. The moody looks are back. And Chris Murphy's back alongside me in the commentary box for this one.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Paul Nicholson not just out for revenge for that defeat 12 months ago, but back in the 2015 World Championship at Alexandra Palace, Benito van der Paas sent Paul Nicholson out in the first round, and the asset has never returned to Ali Pali. Well, not in a playing capacity anyway. So a significant opponent for Paul Nicholson, who might want to perform an act of exorcism here this evening. He's met Benito 3 times, he's lost all 3 times, and he'll be hoping for a different result. But it was a very, very good win for Paul against an informed Nathan Aspinall. And Benito van der Paas, let's be honest, has been out of sorts for the last year or so.
So could this be an upset? Could another seed be tumbling? Not seen too many go by the wayside this afternoon.
No, the only one that we saw was Steve Beaton, knocked out by Alan Tabern. This evening, the seeded players have won.
First leg, Paul to throw first. Game on!
Paul Nicholson to throw first, as highlighted by Russ Bray there. Yeah, the seeds winning Mervyn King against James Wade in what probably would have been the most likely non-seeded winner. Wade the favourite to come out on top in that match, but not to be. The King lives on in the German Darts Open, and Darryl Gurney just seeing off Rennie Idams. There will be another chance for German hopes, but they hang on Hop later tonight when he faces Peter Wright. Before that, Michael van Gerwen takes on Danny Nopper in an all Dutch duel. Joe Cullen against Luke Humphries, Mensa Suljovic against Jermaine Watermena, and then Rob Cross rounding off the night against Belgium's dream maker Dimitri van den Berg.
Yep, still plenty of fantastic darts to be thrown this evening here in Saarbrücken as we make our way through the second round draw of the German Darts Open. And this is better from the asset. His first maximum.
100. Paul will require 161.
Well, is he gonna? He's thinking about it. I think he's opted not to. Has been one of the ultimate showmen in the game of darts, Paul Nicholson. The bad boy come good.
100. But we require 62.
But I think he did the right thing there. And Van der Pas a long way back anyway. So for a fairly comfortable hold of throw in leg one.
30.
He will be back for double 16. And after that run to the quarterfinals in the World Grand Prix in Dublin,
98. But we require 30.
not too much to shout about in terms of Benito van der Pas's record. Going out the first round at Ali Pali at the start of the year in the World Championships. Double 8 now then for Nicholson.
16. Benito, you require 90.
What a chance to snatch it, and an early break of throw for the big Dutchman.
38. But we require
Well, that just
60.
sums up his year so far. Now can Nicholson put this leg to bed?
Game
Yes,
shot
he can.
the first leg. Paul Nicholson.
Got there in
Second
the
leg,
end.
Benito.
And again, I think this is a very real chance to see an unseeded player win. As you were saying, Van der Pas has not had much to shout about of late. And if you look at the stats, Paul Nicholson's been performing better than Benito van der Pas over the course of the 2018 season.
96.
Yes, Paul Nicholson on the comeback trail.
Certainly, if you look at the averages for the Players' Championship
60.
Tour, Paul Nicholson is just outside the top 20 for the players that have competed, and that includes all the top players in the world. Van der Pas is outside the top 100.
180.
Second one there for Paul Nicholson, matching his tally from the win over Aspinall yesterday.
Ross Bray giving it full onions there on the 180 shout. Paul Nicholson, a big thinker, big studier of the game. I know he's been working on his throw, his throwing action, in an attempt to
27.
move himself back in the right direction.
Well, look, it's great to see him doing that, not just because it's keeping us in work, but because Paul Nicholson is a man who takes it seriously, works hard at his game, and looking to double his lead with a dozen dart legs.
Game shot in the second leg. Paul Nicholson.
And
The
yes,
leg
at the
pull
moment,
to
one-way
third
traffic.
Game on.
And when the second round draw was taking shape last night, as you mentioned, Chris, this was one that we earmarked as a possible upset and a possible seed exiting at this stage.
140.
Yeah, the asset at it from the off. And Van der Pas so far not really at the races.
140.
The first time he's fired in a visit with a couple of trebles. He's managed to do it again, so starting to wake up Big Ben.
Not too much to get the crowd on their feet in this one. They rose to the occasion, getting on to supporting their man Rene Idams, who was seen off by Daryl Gurney just a few moments ago.
Yeah, they helped him to a leg in that match, didn't they? But they'll probably appreciate the lull because it's a calm before the storm to come. MVG and Peter Wright and Max Hopp all coming up in the next couple of matches.
60.
things could change very quickly here. Van der Pas has a real chance
We require 150.
to break the Nicholson throw. The asset on a huge out. And he's not going to take it out. Chance presented to Benito van der Pas.
To immediately break back.
118.
Paul taking his time there and setting it up nicely. If Benito doesn't take this out, he wants double top now, and well, he can't do it.
We require 32.
So 3 darts at double 16 if he needs them for Nicholson.
Yeah, classy setup shot that was, and it piled the pressure on the Dutchman.
Oh, well.
To score. So you require 20.
Well, it's no use shouting at the board, Paul. What do you think he said? Any good at lip reading?
10 score.
Make him miss, give me another go, maybe?
We require 32.
Well, he knows where it is. He's just hit it.
Oh, double 4 now. Shake of the head. Might see more words shouted at the board. Probably some Geordie slang. Double 2 then. Oh, can't do it. He's in the madhouse.
Yeah, there's no sign of
plays 4.
no sign of Russ Bray shouting game shot and the third leg anytime soon if this carries on.
Game shown the
And
third
it does not carry on. Nicholson holding in 23 darts.
Yeah, scrappy, but gets it done eventually. Now halfway towards victory.
81.
And Benito unable to really find his range as yet, and getting it back to 2-1 may well have spurred him on to kick onto another gear that we know he is capable of, Benito. Another of the Dutch talents that has emerged in the last few years.
It's really curious how his form has declined in the last year, because this time last year Benito van der Pas was on the brink of winning his first European Tour title. He averaged 110 in that final against Peter Wright, where Wright picked him at the post with a 1-2-1 check out, and everything seemed like it was going to go well for Benito van der Pas. Since then, a rapid slump in the form of the Dutchman. He should have been out of the seedings, but for a couple of players not entering this tournament, and he's going to find it very hard work once he has to qualify for these events if he carries on putting the same below par standard of performances by his standards.
Yes, we've seen some quality players and some quality performances in the qualifiers to make it to the big stage in these European Tour events. Well, treble 17 would have left the bullseye, but
97.
can Benito kickstart his match? Well, it's all over the place at the moment, I'm afraid.
Certainly is. That was the shot he had to win it last year, 86 in the final.
64.
But failed to get a dart at double, even at the bullseye on this occasion. Nicholson then has a couple of darts at double for 4 zip. And needs just one.
He's taking his time, thinking about it. He's getting the job done. Maybe slowly, but certainly surely. And food for thought there at the back of the stage for Benito van der Pas, as Paul Nicholson looks to punish with a ton 40. His 4th ton 40 plus score of this match.
135.
And the trend of this tournament so far seems to be one-sided affairs.
43.
We've seen plenty of really big wins. Looking through today, 6-2 Darren Webster beating Steve West, a 6-1 win for Jelle Klaassen against Mike Kuivenhoven, 6-2 for Tabben against Beaton, and then a whitewash for Dave Chisnell against Justicia. Of course, just seen Daryl Gurney win by 5 legs against Rennie Idams, and Nicholson, to me, here looks like to go and win this 6-0 because I'm not going to sugar the pill. Van der Pas is having something of a nightmare.
Yes, and favourite for this 5th leg, you feel, Nicholson? It would do his confidence the world of good.
16.
Also send Benito back to the drawing board.
$91. Paul will require 137. Benito, you require 109.
What can Benito do here? Well, he's missing the
He can still do it.
target
69.
that he initially needs. He
Paul will
recovered well
require
there.
40.
Not well enough. The 7 shots he has had at double have all been missed, and that's why his leg count still reads 0. But it might be about to change.
Require 40. Game shot in the 5th leg. Benito Van der Pas.
Is this the start of the Big Ben
6
revival?
leg Benito to throw
break of
first.
throw.
Game on.
We can ask the question, but in honesty, it doesn't look likely, does it?
Not on the showing in the first 4 legs, that's for sure. $140. They're the checkout stats telling their own story.
We're just reading through his form for the year. He's reached the last 16 twice in PDC tournaments this year, and one of them was a tournament in which the last 16 was the first round. The Masters at the start of the year. And for a man who's picked up 3 PDC titles, it doesn't make very pleasant reading. However, Benito Van der Pas still only 25. May well come through this lull and emerge a better player, but while you're in it, it must be awful. And Paul Nicholson, of course, is a man who knows all about that. A former major champion.
So frustrating when that natural talent that you know that you have suddenly eludes you and you can't hit a thing.
Even on 89 here, I've been hoping that Nicholson couldn't leave the finish. Well, Nicholson did leave a finish, and Benito decided not to leave himself a shot at the bullseye there. I'm not sure he's in the best position right now to be playing mind games. Goes unpunished on this occasion.
25. Benito, you require 32. Game shot in the 6th.
He worked his way towards it.
7th leg, Paul.
And can he work his way back into this match?
Reducing the arrears to 4-2. And Paul Nicholson just needs to maintain the focus he showed at the start of the match when he raced to that 4-0 lead. Whereas Benito will look to push on.
131.
And maybe if he were to turn it around, would give him a huge boost. And who knows, this may be the event where he kick-starts his 2018 Benito.
We have good memories, apart from the 1-2-1 check out from Peter Wright. And you never know when it's going to turn around. You can all of a sudden go up there one day and a scrappy win can change things. Paul Nicholson had to lose his tour card, and he said that going to Q School last year was where he rediscovered how to win again.
56.
Well, a cruel bounce out
85.
by the looks of it for Benito. But he is still down to a finish despite that. So let's see what Paul Nicholson can do, how much of a dent he can put in 205, a big one at this rate.
135.
Yeah, really good stuff. This is an important leg for Paul Nicholson. Doesn't want to let Benito get any closer to him in this match.
88. Paul will require
Feel that this is a crucial moment. Looking at 54, finds it. Double eight, finds that too. Classy stuff from the assets to back Benito away and move one away from a place in the final day of the European Tour event.
Yeah, that was a cool finish by Nicholson, with the pressure maybe starting to mount from Benito, having won those two legs on the spin and waiting on a finish himself.
Nicholson's a man who's had some success on the Euro Tour, a couple of finals back in 2012 and 2013. Won in the Dutch Darts Masters, which he lost to his Australian compatriot Simon Whitlock. The man who, of course, lost in the World Cup of Darts final here in Germany with. The very same year, and also the following year, he lost out in a last leg decider in Sindelfingen to Wes Newton.
81. 135. 45. 119.
Well, the game hasn't really hit the heights, but it's been a solid performance to further boost Paul Nicholson's comeback, shall we say. But should he get the job done?
It will be a massive step for Paul Nicholson should he get the job done here. We'll just see if Van der Pas can hang on in there, which he can. But Paul Nicholson hasn't reached the final day of a European Tour event since February 2014.
It's over 4 years.
Giant leap for Paul Nicholson, and he's qualified for a fair few at the start of this year. He returned to Euro Tour action after a full season off, failing to qualify the year before, last year. But he's going to appear in the European Darts Grand Prix. He's already played in one of the Euro Tours this year.
123. 138.
Did wonder whether Benito might come down the board. That second treble 20 did look like it was hanging a bit there, but
100.
Hasn't been an electric performance by any stretch from Paul Nicholson, but he's doing more than enough to see off Benito van der Pas.
99.
And he'll get the chance to go on stage in a huge match tomorrow, should he finish a job here, because he'll take on either Peter Wright or Max Hopp.
Yes, well, the crowd will be up for that one, whichever of those two players prevail. Well, he's going to obviously switch away to set it up.
138.
Decent leg this. But Benito's going to put some pressure on the shot. Well, the maximum.
He hit at 180, but shouldn't really have stayed there. The only reason he did was either out of irony or to get Russ Bray going, get the crowd going, and put Paul Nicholson off. A master plan.
Well.
You show you require 27.
What a time for Benito to hit his first 1-8 of the match. Double
Game
8.
shot in the ninth leg. Benito van der
And
Pas.
all of a sudden, the game
Tenth
started
leg,
to have a little
Benito
bit of a
from
different
first.
complexion.
Game
Benito's
on.
got the throw to take us to the deciding leg. And what was looking comfortable for Paul Nicholson only a few
57.
minutes ago, now not so.
Yeah, when he laid up with the 138 in the previous visits, it looked like it was all over. Nicholson squandered
81.
3 match darts. He's a big golf fan and player, Paul Nicholson. It's a bit like just leaving one over the hole and failing to tap it in.
Again, the average is not really troubling the record books.
119.
But it's the win that is of utmost importance for both players.
The concern for Paul Nicholson is that his performance level has declined during the course of the match, and Van der Pas has gone in the other direction.
100.
Right now, they're about met in the middle. Van der Pas, favourite to force a last leg decider. Of course, Nicholson has the insurance policy of having the throw in that 11th and deciding leg.
I'd obviously be keen to make that count should that come to pass.
42.
Should that come to Benito van der Pas.
I thought he may have stayed there again.
Yeah, to leave himself double two maybe.
What Nicholson wouldn't give to return the favour here. Some pressure, is it enough?
Until you require 56.
16 for tops to take us to a decider here. Can he use that as a guide? No, he can't. Well, this could be it.
All you require 80.
Now is your time, Paul.
Chances have been and gone already in this match. Can Paul Nicholson finally finish the job?
70.
Oh, well, that last dart.
So you require 40.
Well wide of its target.
Game
And yes,
shot
we are
in
going
the
to a
10th
decider,
leg.
folks.
Benito van der Pas.
It looked unlikely when
11
Paul Nicholson was
from final
4-1 up
leg. It's Paul
and even
to throw
5-2
first.
up.
Game on.
Well, Paul Nicholson must be sick of the sight of Benito van der Pas. That famous World Championship defeat. Paul Nicholson left his darts on the stage and he won't be needing them again.
100.
He's found some form of late. It's Van der Pas who's going through a tough time, but still
65.
giving Paul Nicholson a game here. And he's got himself out of a huge hole. But in fairness, Nicholson that's made it hard for himself, having missed 5 match starts against a player that he's never beaten. A real test now of the Assets' mental strength.
93.
With Michael van Gerwen and Danny Noppert waiting in the wings at the conclusion of this one.
And if they'd got an eye on the monitors in the practice room, could have been forgiven for thinking that they were going to go on stage about 10 minutes ago.
Definitely.
They have been waiting.
119.
Will it be Dutch delight before another Dutch duo take to the stage? Nicholson is surely going to get more chances from here.
100.
Oh, good last start from Benito.
Oh, we require 101.
But will it all be in vain? There's the odd one, Paul.
Well, now he's in a position where he's got to hope that Van der Pas doesn't go out and win the match himself. And he might. Bullseye.
90.
And it wasn't far away.
Oh, we require
Wow.
60.
Paul Nicholson drinking in the Last Chance Saloon now. Should have seen this off. 5 match darts missed. Has 2 more. 6 missed. 7 match darts missed. And Benito van der Pas must have some kind of Paul Nicholson voodoo doll in his pocket. Because the Asset just can't seem to get the better of him.
He's going to take his time composing himself. Double 8. And hits double 8. And well, that record continues. Benito van der Pas still unbeaten against Paul Nicholson. Paul Nicholson looked to be cruising at the start. 4-0 up, 5-2 up. But it is Benito van der Pas through to round 3. Will that be the sign that his form in 2018 is on the way back after a few months in the doldrums? We'll hear a few words from Benito before that all-Dutch affair next. Michael van Gerwen against Danny Noppert.
What a match. That was crazy.
Yes, a lot of luck, but my elbow was very hurt, and then I throw faster, and it was okay, but still he missed the doubles. I did not, how do you say that? I was not deserved to win.
Yeah. Were you thinking about winning that match when he was up that high? No.
I was thinking if he missed so many doubles, I think I can win. Yeah, and I did.
Yeah, amazing. What's up with your elbow?
I don't know. I'm playing bad last few months, but I was practicing good, and then today in practice, maybe I try too much every time, and that's why. But I keep practicing, but I do my best, and we're going to see what happens.
And Saarbrücken, good vibrations. Last year, the final here?
Yes. I played final here last year, and I think at that moment I was a much better player than now. But what I say, maybe I practice too much, but I will keep fighting, and hopefully I will be back.
See you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Benito. Benito van der Pas. Er sagte